Congress High Command asked KC Venugopal to sort out confusion caused by Siddaramaia's statements. Venugopal to meet Siddaramaiah and G. Parmeshwara in Bengaluru this evening. Rahul Gandhi's plane evaded crash by 20 seconds, confirms DGCS probe report. After 4 months, the report into the Delhi-Hubli flight snag is out. It's a battle before the war. Voting for urban local body polls underway. JDS, Congress and BJP in a direct contest. Activists and citizen groups are demanding Southwestern Railway to add suburban trains in the city. Protesters are travelling from Yashwantpur to Hosur and return. And wedding bells for Nikhil Kumaraswamy soon. Visit to industrialist Koteshwar Rao's residence leads to speculations that Nikhil could soon tie the knot with the industrialist's daughter. Hello and welcome. You're watching News9 with me, Vijay. First up, we have some big news just coming in. Businessman Koteshwar Rao clarifies rumours of Nikhil's wedding with Sahaja. I just invited H.D. Kumaraswamy to my house for lunch, is what Koteshwar Rao is saying. Rumours of wedding of Nikhil and my daughter are false. Koteshwar Rao confirms that the rumours are false. H.D. Kumaraswamy is our family friend, is what Koteshwar Rao is saying. Rumours were right that H.D. Kumaraswamy's son Nikhil would marry Rao's daughter Sahaja. This is the big news which is just coming in. Koteshwar Rao now saying that the rumours about his daughter being married off to Nikhil Kumaraswamy is false. I had just invited Kumaraswamy to my house for lunch. Rumours of wedding of Nikhil and my daughter are false. And let's listen to what Mr. Koteshwar Rao had to say.
Family friend, you were chair gabate lunch chesaru.
అంటే పెళ్ళికి ఏదో సంబంధం
అయ్యనే లేదు సార్ అలాంటిది ఏం లేదండి ఏ చర్చలు లేవు జస్ట్ యాజ్ ఎ ఫ్యామిలీ ఫ్రెండ్ హీ కేమ్ హియర్ అండ్ హ్యాడ్ ద లంచ్ అట్ వెంట్ ఆఫ్.
Well, there you have it. Koteshwar Rao saying there is nothing like that. He's a family friend. He had come home for lunch. And that's all there is to that story. So he quashes all rumours of Nikhil Kumaraswamy being married to his daughter, Sahaja. They said, Koteshwar Rao says that he and the Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy are good friends. And that was the reason he was invited. And rumours of the wedding, alliance between the two families has been quashed.
Just as a family friend.
Now, activists and citizen groups are demanding the Southwestern Railway authorities to add more suburban trains in the city, and activists are opposing 6 interconnected elevated corridors proposed in the recent budget by the Chief Minister. Protesters claim that the government is ignorant of rail services and no effort has been made to develop railway stations at Bellandur, Karmalaram or Kengeri. I'm joined by my colleague Nabila from Sarjapur Road. Well, Nabila, all huge protests. There seem to be a lot of protesters, a lot of support for Rail Beko. Modalu Train Beko. That's the name of the protest. What have you got from there, Nabila?
I'm here at Karmal Ram station where people have come together here across the Sarjapur, and a few people from the ITBT sector have all gathered here. People who stay around this area are very keen on having a suburban rail coming into place, and that's why they've joined in this protest that's called Modalu Train Beko. And these cute little adorable munchkins holding the banner there. I think that should say it all. There, munchkins are there. These, I think they should say it all, because by the time they grow up and we don't have a suburban rail in Bengaluru city, God forbid, I'm not even going to imagine what the situation of Bangalore roads will be, because now itself it's a bottleneck situation at every corner of Bangalore city. A suburban rail will really put off tension from the streets onto the train maybe, and that's still okay, because ultimately you're not wasting money, you're not burning fuel, you're not burning your head. There's so much tension to actually commute through traffic, and a train is such a wonderful joyride. If I can ask quickly my camera to pan once before I go to the protesters here, this is the kind of view that you're really going to witness all through your train journey. So why not? A suburban rail in every sense makes absolute sense. So let me go over to the kids first. You're holding these this banner for what? What do you want?
We want a flyover, so We want a train
And don't want a flyover.
and don't want a fly.
She's so cute. Okay, tell me.
We want a train.
You want a train? How do you like to go on train?
Yes.
What about car?
No.
Okay, it's cool. You know, it's good for them to be trained a little because they'll grow up to at least realize what they're being part of today. Because this today, tomorrow, they themselves are going to be reaping the benefits. Why don't you tell us what's your demand for suburban rail to come into place? We already have the infrastructure. All the government has to do is to flex it a bit.
Yeah, we want train because it's very long route to go to the Yeshwanthpur and all those. So we want to go for a very, especially office time, and we need to get back to home as early as possible for our kids.
As early as possible, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So we have many people and IT sectors in Hebal, Vanaswadi, that area, and it's very easy for us to commute daily to office. So we need a train.
Absolutely. Barely 10 minutes that you reach anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
actually we are always stuck in the traffic due to road and congestion. So we need a train frequency, more frequency train.
More frequency train. Right now, what is the frequency like? And you're already standing at a station. Aren't you using it already?
No, it goes only once or twice in the morning and again at a very odd hour while returning back, because I travel to Hebal and we don't get trains in the evening time. We have to leave work at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock afternoon time in between of our work. Again we have to come down here, and just because the traffic is horrible, so we prefer traveling in train.
Of course.
And again
and it does not burn a hole in your pocket, most important.
we reach home, again we'll re-log in actually for our work, to finish our work.
Wow. So, okay. So anyway, you get to barely in 10 minutes if the train is a little more prompt. So you're looking at more, you're looking at punctuality, like she said, yeah?
Yeah, we are looking for more frequency in the office hours so that we can go easily and come back on time. You know, we can spend our time in office and also time in home.
Absolutely. Well, more time at home, more time with your children and your family. That's what you're looking at.
Already tracks are ready. We need more times on peak hours.
Oh, more train during peak hours. And what's the peak hour you're looking at?
Yeah, early morning office time and
After
evening.
5,
Yeah,
evening.
yeah,
Early morning after 5.
So basically we are here in support of this campaign, Modular Train Beku, where we know that Bangalore has a traffic congestion issue, right? There are various solutions here. So you have metros, you have flyovers, all these things. But this is a low-hanging fruit solution, which is already existing. So we are in support of suburb rail. So we would like this kind of awareness where people go outside the city and stay, and then you need a connectivity there. So we are here to in support of this campaign, where we want officials across states, across central, because this is central railway track. Yeah. So we want state and center to work together.
Absolutely.
and find a and the way I think people have already understood the benefit of this thing is a low-hanging fruit. So we just want.
So hopefully that the government will actually take cognizance of this protest. A very nice, peaceful, fun-loving protest, actually, if I could say. Yeah.
Hi.
Tell me.
Actually, the main problem is in the morning hours, the train, whatever it is there, it comes late.
Oh, okay.
It comes very late.
So whatever trains are coming also is not punctual, not on time. So people who are working, they have to be prompt at their work or office spaces. They can't delay by 10, 20 minutes complaining that the train was late. So maybe a lot more, frequent trains coming to different stations will sort of help the cause?
Yeah. It will help a lot, and also in the evening time, whatever the train is there which starts from Yeshwanthpur, there are two trains, passenger trains. One will start by 3 o'clock and another by 4, 5. So that is like, it will be running if it is reaching Belandur or Karmalaram, the 4 o'clock train is fine for the people who start from here.
Right.
So what about the people who are starting from the previous stations, from Hebal or even from Yeshwanthpur?
Absolutely.
So it's very difficult for those people.
The ITBT belt is really, I think, the most in need of this particular setup, suburban rail, which already is in place. Like I show you, tracks are here, stations are there, all across, trains are there. Maybe instill a little more discipline and expand the network a bit far and wide, so that and have end-to-end connectivity, because metro itself is definitely not enough. Metro also does not have end-to-end connectivity, or last mile connectivity is a big problem. So maybe the suburban rail will definitely put an end to all the chaos on road. And so far we know metro takes about 2 to 3 lakhs or even up to 10 lakhs passengers who actually commute through the metro on a daily basis. But going by the stats given by these people from the ITBT sector, they say at least a minimum of 20 lakh people will board onto these suburban trains if at all they come into place, because it's the need of the hour. Bengaluru's traffic is first, at one point they said it was worse than Mumbai. I don't know if that's still true. Is it worse than Mumbai? Bangalore's traffic has now become worse than Mumbai. Some statistics very recently that I read that Bangalore's traffic is worse than Mumbai. So we can't have that label. That's terrible. Yeah,
that is the IT capital of India. It does not deserve this kind of thing.
We have crossed Delhi in pollution also.
We've crossed Delhi in pollution. No, that's not true.
Yeah, it came in paper, right? It came.
No, that's not true. I don't want to believe it. No, that's not true. No, with a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. So you see, last time that Swachh Bharat campaign is done, that time our city is the third place.
Okay, which is the first?
First, I don't know exactly,
okay,
but
thank God it's not Bangalore. Okay, third is even worse. Third is even worse, and we don't want. Bangalore is known for its weather, for its beautiful people, for its beautiful place, and the view that we have. A city like Bangalore, which is located a little uphill on the geographical map, I think we've got to preserve the sanctity of it or the aesthetics of it, and we can't let the city ruin, and only because of the traffic on road, I think pollution and whatnot, the city is earning a really bad name. I think it's about time that the government really puts an end to all that chaos and brings the suburban railway to ease not just tension but also ease pockets of people, because it's barely 10 rupees that you're going to spend to ride on a suburban railway train, whereas as against an Uber or an Ola or any cab service that you take, a minimum of 800, 600, 700, 800 that you have to spend if you have to go to reach any corner of the city. So if you may add. Yes.
To make this happen, there are two things that needs to happen. One is the government has to form a special purpose vehicle and sponsor this entire investment, right? Apparently,
what the state government says is that the central government, who ideally is in charge of the railways, is not complying and is not cooperating. So if the central government says that we will bear all the losses of the suburban rail, then we'll come up with it tomorrow. What's your reaction?
That is not really true. Okay, it is a 50-50 share between central and state government, and the proposal has already been submitted by our Member of Parliament, Mr. PC Mohan, to the state government, and they are in negotiation how the share needs to be. Initially it was 60-20-20, now they have agreed to a 50-50 model. Okay, only thing they need to now do is make it happen.
In that case, if you're really speaking about Mr. PC Mohan, who's a BJP MP, I think he has all the free hand to ensure that the centre, who is BJP at the centre, can do something for the people of Bangalore. Why are we waiting for the state government alone? If you're saying 50-50%, then let the centre come 50% this way. State government will push. It's our responsibility.
They've actually already made it happen.
I don't know where that is on paper. I don't know where that is on paper. All right.
No, all that we want is that somebody should give a good proposal which makes sense to residents, to the government, irrespective of parties.
Irrespective of parties, exactly.
So basically just a good proposal, and I'm sure whether it is state or central, if they understand the impact of this proposal, and I don't see why there is no reason, right?
It's an absolute no-brainer, like somebody said.
So it's a more common sense and like that way. So I would say both, as I said, right, state, central.
Yeah, they should work in tandem, absolutely. Can we have one more shout out from all you guys as we wrap?
Yeah, Modalu train beku, beke beku.
These guys barely know Kannada, but it's nice how they're picking the language. But let's hear it louder, guys.
Beke beku, train beku. Beke beku, train beku. Beke beku, train beku.
All right, this is Karmel Ram Station, close to Sarjapur, and you have a good number of people here. Imagine when the suburban railways comes into place, how many of them you'd see using the station, and the tension off the streets will definitely bring a smile on all our faces. Back to you, Michael.
Right, thank you, Nabila, for joining us. Well, that's the protesters from Karmel Ram and across the city, different stations across the city. Even as the train passes through, they want probably more trains in the evenings with appropriate timings for the techie crowd, for the IT sector, because they're missing out on a lot. They're forced to travel along the roads, and that's what they're looking for, and that's their demand. You saw little children also there holding up placards. Well, of course, it will be helpful for everybody. More time in office, more time at home, and very little time on the roads. That's the benefit. That's what this message is all about. And hopefully the government takes note of this particular campaign, this particular drive, and takes the suburban rail, introducing suburban rail a little more seriously. We step into a short break, but more news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.
फ्रेशनेस नाचने गाने और क्लोज आने से नहीं आती। फ्रेशनेस आती है बेशकीमती जड़ी बूटियों से निर्मित दंत कांति फ्रेश एक्टिव जेल टूथपेस्ट से। नए जमाने का नया टूथपेस्ट।
जैसी चॉइस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस। मकान या बिल्डिंग ऑफिस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस। 1 2 3 4 सारे BHK बंगलोज विलास फ्लैट्स हटके। जिसकी जैसी चॉइस सबकी मिलेगी चॉइस।
And we're back again with the polls. This time it's the Mysore Mahanagara Palika elections. That's the story we are bringing you. JDS and Congress workers have clashed in Ward number 6. And the quarrel took place after the Congress workers blamed the JDS for distributing money. JDS workers opposed it and indulged in an argument which led to the fight. The cops resorted to a mild lathi charge to disperse the crowd. The incident took place near the polling booth in Ward number 6. And these are some visuals of the police intervening and trying to sort out the issue where the Congress and JDS workers faced off during the Mysore Mahanagar Palika polls. And election officials have alleged mismanagement in Ward number 18 of Ullal of Mangaluru. Election officials claim they were not given breakfast, lunch, and not only election officials but security personnel stationed at the polling booth too were forced to drink water and eat biscuits to fill their stomachs. So a little bit of mismanagement coming in with election officials, election staff, as well as the police complaining that they were not given breakfast and lunch, and all that they had was water and a few biscuits to keep them going right through the day. There you see the police security officials, police officials. Even the water bottles seem to have been empty there. That's how they said they've sustained for the past few hours till about lunchtime. They did not get breakfast, they were not served lunch, and they still had to manage and they still had to monitor proceedings in Ward number 18 in Ullal in Mangaluru. And in Belagavi, a high drama was witnessed outside a polling booth. As former MLAs had a heated debate. The incident took place at Ramadurga town. Cops had to resort again to a lathi charge to disperse the crowd. And that was in Belagavi, where former MLAs got into a discussion, I beg your pardon, got into an argument, and then they faced off, and then the supporters turned up at the place, and finally the police had to intervene again. And a little bit there you can see the MLAs supporters and one group moving to the polling booths in Belagavi, and it resulted in a face-off, resulted in an argument. But again, the police had to intervene to sort out the issue. And people from all walks of life came to vote, and even a life-threatening injury did not deter a man from casting a vote. He came to the polling booth on a stretcher. Jayana met with an accident a few days back, but he did not wish that he miss his right to vote, and with the help of his relatives, Jayana cast his vote. He was brought to the polling booth on a stretcher and finally cast his vote, and this happened in Hassan. And Jayana brought to the polling booths on a stretcher. His relatives helped him out there. He was involved in an accident a few days ago. He brought on a stretcher to the polling booth. He finally cast his vote. Then he was taken back to the hospital. And there was also tragic news at Raichur, where a voter died after casting a vote. Manvi, in Manvi and Raichur, the deceased has been identified as Satyavati. The incident took place at ward number 14 in Manvi. The woman collapsed outside the polling booth after casting her vote. This is from Manvi in Raichur, where Satyavati, a woman who had cast a vote, and she collapsed soon after casting a vote and breathed her last. And a school teacher has been accused of distributing money to voters in Bagalkot. The accused teacher was caught on camera bribing voters at a house. The teacher, Sangana Basappa, was campaigning for a local BJP candidate. And these are visuals which was caught on camera. This is from Bagalkot, where a school teacher has been accused of distributing money to voters in Bagalkot. And he was caught on camera bribing teachers at a house. And the teacher Sangana Basappa was campaigning for a local BJP candidate. And even as the polls get underway, some very unique incidents do occur. And in Hassan again, a couple arrived straight from the marriage hall to cast their vote. Pooja and Karthik were married this morning, and they left the marriage hall immediately after the rituals, and they came straight to the polling booth in Hassan and cast their vote. And these are visuals from Hassan. This is a couple from Hassan who, soon after the rituals, arrived at the polling booth and cast their vote. And another newly married couple also cast their vote after being married. And this too was in Raichur. So two couples coming to cast their vote soon after the marriage rituals, ensuring that their right, that they did not miss out on their right to cast the vote. And these are some incidents coming to you from Hassan and Raichur. Some unique incidents on polling days are always doing the rounds. Unique stories do the rounds, and these two are such stories. And now the Congress High Command has intervened and asked the state in charge, KC Venugopal, to sort out the confusion caused by Siddaramaia's statements. AICC President Rahul Gandhi directed KC Venugopal to speak to the state Congress leaders. Venugopal will be in Bengaluru this evening, and he will meet Siddaramaiah and the Deputy Chief Minister G. Parmeshwara separately. Siddaramaiah had earlier said he would be the next Chief Minister, and this statement had triggered massive political reactions, with many people, Siddaramaiah supporters, saying that Siddaramaiah was the right Chief Minister. H.D. Kumaraswamy sarcastically dismissing off this entire episode. Meanwhile, a lot of support for Siddaramaiah. So the question did the rounds whether Siddaramaiah is actually looking to topple H.D. Kumaraswamy from his post, and whether the coalition government will last its full tenure. Will it last even till the end of the year? That was the question which was doing the rounds. And now the Congress High Command has intervened. Rahul Gandhi has asked KC Venugopal to speak to the Congress leaders. H.D. Devegowda now has reacted and said there is no threat to the Congress-JDS coalition government. The Congress and JDS are not willing to give power to the BJP, is what he is saying. Issues will be sorted out in the coordination committee meeting, is what H.D. Devegowda is saying.
ಅನೇಕ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಆತಂಕ ಇದೆ, 15 ದಿವಸದೊಳಗೆ ಏನೋ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ವಿಷಯ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ಸೂ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಇಲ್ಲ, JDS ಸಿದ್ಧ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಸುಧಾರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ನನಗೆ.
That is what Devegowda is saying. He has faith that the Congress and JDS would sort out the issues, and there is no real threat to the coalition government. This also comes in light of his constant attacks by the former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, his constant outburst saying that he would return as Chief Minister. It led to speculation whether the Congress-JDS coalition is under threat. And the BJP also said that both the Congress and the JDS would fall on their own, the government would fall on its own, and they wouldn't need to intervene to cause any sort of disruption in the coalition. H.D. Devegowda also indirectly took a dig at the former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Nothing wrong if R.V. Deshpande's name crops up for Chief Minister's post is what H.D. Devegowda is saying. R.V. Deshpande has gained experience through his work as the Industries Minister. Deshpande's name was floated for the Chief Minister's post when Dharam Singh took over as Chief Minister, is what H.D. Devegowda is saying. Let's listen to what the former Prime Minister had to say.
Deshpande ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಸ್ತಿನಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಲೇ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಆ ಭಾವನೆ ಇತ್ತು. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರಲೇ ಕೆಲವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ನೀವು ಹೊಸ್ತಿನ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನು ಹಿರಿಯ ಮುಖಂಡರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಬಹುಶಃ ಹೆಗ್ಡೆಯವರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅವರು ಸಚಿವರಾಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಲೂ ಅವರು ಸುದೀರ್ಘವಾದ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇಲಾಖೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಭಾವನೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತಪ್ಪೇನು.
Well, R.V. Deshpande's name did the rounds, although R.V. Deshpande himself said that I did not say it publicly. H.D. Kumaraswamy had said that, and a lot of other leaders had said that R.V. Deshpande's name was also doing the rounds for the Chief Minister's post. And H.D. Devegowda now endorsing R.V. Deshpande has a lot of experience. He has no qualms with his name doing the rounds for the Chief Minister's post. The government has replied to the High Court on the removal of flexes. The BBMP's ad policy has reached the government, is what Advocate General Uday Holla had said. 30 days needed to consider the objections over the ad policy. 228 accused in 234 illegal flexes case have confessed to their crimes. The High Court has asked the government to take tough action against the accused if they repeat the offence. A notice will be issued to private property owners for erecting hoardings, and government agencies have failed in providing basic infrastructure in fast-growing Bengaluru, is what the High Court is saying. High Court wrapping government agencies and now says they should pull up their socks to ensure that infrastructure is not affected in Bengaluru. A group of lawyers staged a protest in front of the High Court today against the arrest of lawyers and activists related to the Bhima-Koregaon violence. Protests were staged in front of the Golden Jubilee Gate, accusing the Maharashtra government and the cops. Now, in the Bhima-Koregaon case, it can be recalled that activists the Supreme Court had ordered the activists to be placed under house arrest till September 5th. That is the day when the Supreme Court will hear, the hearing will take place in the Supreme Court again. And this is a protest in Bengaluru where lawyers and activists protested against the arrest of the activists and lawyers related to the Bhima-Koregaon violence.
Those two pieces of papers are created, fabricated, framed in the RSS office at Nagpur, and that was handed over to the police. They say that they have seized it. What is the evidentiary value? We have law. Obey law, protect constitution, investigate. See, the duty of the police is to gather evidence, investigate, then take it to the prosecution, then take it to the court for conviction. What is going on is police are taking law into their hands. It is violence and torture. They are torturing the people, activists, lawyers who are supporting the marginalized people. Therefore, absolutely no evidence. It's all fabricated.
The bike rider was killed on the spot after a mini lorry rammed into a two-wheeler in Nelamangala. The deceased has been identified as 45-year-old Ravi Shankar. The accident took place on National Highway number 75. And these are visuals from Nelamangala where the bike is, you can see the bike lying on the side. It was lying on the median, and the bike rider was killed on the spot. A mini lorry rammed into this two-wheeler in Nelamangala. The deceased has been identified as 45-year-old Ravi Shankar. The accident took place on National Highway 75. An unidentified man has become a headache for auto drivers in Rajarajeshwari Nagar. Auto drivers claim an unidentified man posing as a traffic cop is extorting money from them. One such video has gone viral. Auto drivers claim a man posing as a traffic cop is torturing them day and night. Now, these are visuals of the man who is speaking to an auto driver there. This is in Rajarajeshwari Nagar. That's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin, but we leave you with some nuggets from this weird world of ours. Take a look.